My name is Carolyn, and I am creating a video diary, video log to hold myself accountable and track my weight loss journey and a couple other health habits that I need to implement, but more specifically my weight loss, because it is what would give me the most benefit in terms of my health and all the aspects of my life, my confidence, my health. And I'm not gonna make it too complicated. What I'm gonna be doing is gonna be pretty simple. I'm just gonna try to walk 10,000 steps a day, which is great for fat loss, and it's great for cardiovascular health. And there's a lot of reasons. I think then I want to move on to strength training after I'm able to just consistently walk every day, because right now I'm getting an average of 2,000 steps a day, and I feel like that will allow me to enter into a slight calorie deficit without increasing hunger, and so it should be a pretty easy transition. And for the eating, I think, again, because right now I'm coming from a place where I eat takeout and I buy processed food, and I've gone through different periods where I have maintained a certain diet and I've had weight loss, but for the most part when it comes to food, I generally I had a restrictive eating disorder for a really long time, and so I was really skinny most of my life. And from the age of 17, 18 to 28, 29, I was severely underweight and still pretty malnutrition before and after because of that time period, because even though I managed to be at a more height, more weight, I still had a hard time eating actual nutritious food. I would eat too much ice cream in order to get calories, and then after a certain point I just kind of tipped over and I had too many calories. So, and the advice too, when people have kind of restrictive eating disorders, a lot of times it's kind of just eat intuitively and eat whatever you want. And I think that's a great advice for when someone is in active recovery. But after a certain point, it's kind of at least for me, I know there's some people out there who have been able to eat intuitively and then they just kind of stop eating, junk food, or they stop eating but that wasn't my case. What happened for me was that I just kept eating, and I'm not having fun anymore. And for a couple of years, for 2-3 years, I've been overweight, and so I think definitely it's time. Definitely, I'm tired of not being able to do certain things. I don't want to be underweight again. I don't want to go back to the body I used to have. Mainly because I didn't have a lot of muscle, but I kind of was in a sweet spot from the age of 27 to 29. I really did kind of enjoy that weight range, but I don't want to just be in that weight range. I also want to have muscle. And I was like, okay, well, I've tried several times to try a diet, but I haven't been able to be entirely consistent with it. I lost 10 pounds here, and then I gained it back, and 10 pounds here, and then I gained it back. And never calorie deficit, never or extreme calorie deficit, at least. Always just kind of trying to eat just more whole food and more like unprocessed food, and that's worked really well. I just think I need to make sure that I eat enough calories while still kind of having that mild calorie deficit with the walking, just because I am overweight enough that like it is, and also I'm overweight enough and physically inactive enough that this would be a challenge for me to eat healthy and then go on a walk, and those two combinations should have a measurable result. And I have it on a tracker, so I kind of know exactly how many calories I'm gonna eat, exactly how many steps I'm gonna take. But more importantly, the macros. So like the carbohydrate, fat, or protein I would eat, and my carb will be about 50 grams of carbs a day. Which can seem like a lot, because I'm gonna follow like a keto war kind of style. If you've never heard of ketogenic and carnivore mixed together, but a ketovore style of eating, because I have a sucrose deficiency, and I'm actually not supposed to be eating so many carbs like I do, and this will enable me to not only follow like dietary restrictions, but also follow importantly follow dietary restrictions, but it'll also help me lose weight. And that's the most important thing for me, to eat healthy when my body can actually digest, and my body can't actually digest that much sucrose or starches. Just kind of like how I was born. and it did create a lot of digestive problems my entire life. It could also be part of the reason why I had got an eating disorder to begin with. It was because I always had digestive kind of inflammation. And so, I have a sucrose deficiency and a gluten sucrose enzyme deficiency, and gluten intolerant, and also lactose intolerant. But I can eat a little bit of lactose here and there, and even gluten too, and even sucrose. But I can't have it as like my main part of my diet. So that's why I'm doing animal-based, quote-unquote, hypercarnivore, quote-unquote, ketovore. It's not just like a fad or like and there's a purpose and intention and to the diet choices that I'm making. Anyways, if you have watched this video this long, thank you. And if you haven't, okay, bye.